friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration.
So is you ready? I am ready. I hope you are also ready for a new DIY. We are going to use for this DIY, of course, the tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. Of course, my container with everything inside, but the most important is, of course, the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but also with this DIY, I don't recommend it because it's a little bit tricky that it falls apart. Of course, I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel to wipe away the glue. And of course, I have here some paint, for example, because you can choose any color you like. I probably will do a little bit of the red and green, but we will see how this will turn out. What we're going to do, we are going to make the very easiest little wagons with train. And I'm going to try to do it for the Christmas, but you can do it for any season. But I want to keep it very simple. So we will see if I succeed or not. I hope you join me. And you see already on the table are the first step. And the first step will be, we have 6 rows of 4 blocks. So 6 rows of 4. We're going to make 3 wagons. So this is already the bottoms for 3 wagons. Later we're going to make the terrain, but I don't know how I will do that, but we see that later. So we're going to start with the 3 wagons. So, and you just do very easy, you just glue the longest, smallest line of your block, and then you're going to place it down and place them against each other this way. So it's very easy, and row them together. And number 4 is of course the closure up, and this is number 2 and number 3. And we already have the last row. This is 1, number 2 and number 3. And then we're going to squeeze it together this way. We're going to do here, squeeze it, and then from the outside, because we want to be sure that everything is glued nicely together. And this is the bottom. We don't want that the bottom is crooked or maybe not gluing right. So again, squeeze it. We're going to get our old piece of towel and we're going to very easy wipe away the glue over here and here. And you see already the blocks are a little bit moving, so just place them together. If you have a carpenter's square, just use it if you like to use it. I always do it with my eyes. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we are going to place a one on the side and we're going to do some glue on the tops, on all 4 of them. And of course, because we only gave it a couple of minutes, it is not totally dry yet, but we do that to fill in the open gaps a little bit easier, or else it is much difficult to fill in your open gaps. So again, do some glue on the line, and even when it falls apart like this, it doesn't matter, just place it together again, squeeze it from the outside and just place it over here. So you see, it is so easy to do and to work with. So always don't let it discourage you to stop, because it's so easy to do. And again, and with DIYing, everyone makes mistakes. At least I make mistakes because I'm not a professional, so a lot of you are not. So we are just going to do what we have, but what we enjoy to do. But that's also DIYing, that things are going wrong. And again, we're going to squeeze it, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So now we're going to make the sides of our wagons. And of course, we have 3 wagons, so we need in totally 12 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 pieces of 2. So again, we just do some glue over here and we place them together. We do some glue and just place them together. It's very easy. You just do the tops of the block and you place them together. And this one and this one. And now I'm going to first do this row, squeeze them together to make sure that you have a straight line, because you want to have your sides straight. And again over here, and this one. And then we're going to wipe away the tops of the blocks. So very easy, just go over it. And this one, this is already one row. Now we're going to do the second row, and we do this the same, place them together. And this one, and this one. And now I also have already the sides of 3 wagons in one. And of course these are not the greatest of the biggest wagons. I keep it a little bit for the small space, because you can make it as big as you like, but for a little wagon it's always nice that you can place it anywhere, maybe on a tier tray or somewhere else. So that's why I didn't go too big this time, because not everyone has a big space to place them. And again, this one needs to be a little down, this one needs over here, and this one needs to go a little down before the dry is setting in. So I'm not going to give this at least, I think, give it 15 minutes. So now if everything is correctly, you have 12 pieces of 2. So we're going to place them a little on the side. We're going to take 2 of them, and we're going to take 2 loose blocks. We place them on the side and on this side, and we place this one over here. So what we're going to do, we do some glue on the loose block over here on this side and on this side, and we place one of them against here. So this one, we do here the same, some glue over here, some glue over here, and we're going to place it again on this side and give it a little bit of pressure, and then we're closing it up with the other one, and then we're going to give it some pressure also, and like this. And be sure that you have it in a straight line, because you don't want that things are sticking out. So make sure that you feel with your fingers that you have it nice and smooth on the sides, on this side also, and then squeeze it again, and then we place it apart. And of course I'm going to wipe away my glue from the table, or else I'm going to glue everything together. And of course I see already I need to give this one a little bit of push over here, because he's sticking out a little. So again, I do one together with you extra, this one place on the side, this one on the side, and you make 2 loose blocks. Very easy. You do some glue on the top of your block and on this one, and you place it over here. You do here the same, and here, and you're going to place this one of course also against here, and this one against here, and you're closing it up with the other one and give it a little bit of pressure, and then you're still going to redo it that you have a nice smooth side, and then squeeze it again, and you already have number 2. So we're going to make all the other 4 also, because we need 6 in totally. So again, I'm going to place this one aside, clean up my mat, and I'm going to do the rest. So you see already, now we have 6 pieces of this kind of frames, but we're going to use 2 of them, and we're going to use 2 loose blocks, because we're going to try to make the sides all together in 2 layers. So we're going to place this one on the side and this one. What we're going to do is a little bit tricky, because I will place them over here. Maybe you can see it a little better and don't get confused. So we place this one to this way and this way. Now I'm going to do a little bit of glue on the inside over here and on this side, and I will show it to you over here. This is one, and now we're going to do, maybe you have a better way of connecting them together, but I'd always do it this way and this one, because we're going to do first one side, and we're going to measure out how wide my block is, kind of this way. I do it first on the outside and then I'm going to place it in. I do it on this side the same, and I'm going to now get the block and lay it down on the glue. Give it a little bit of pressure. I do it with the other block the same. Over here, place it in and then give it some pressure. And then we're going to look for if we need to go out a little more or not, because the loose block is not supposed to stick out. So we have to work with it and be sure that he is staying inside of the frame. And here the same. Again, we have to look for that he is not coming out and also not coming out over here. So it's a little bit of a tricky way to do, but if you take your time, it works fine. So, and now I'm going to let this rest for at least 10 minutes. So you see already now we have 3 of this one, and I showed you a little bit closer how he is looking like right now. And this way. Now we have it this way. Now we're going to turn it over, but it's very easy to do. We're just going to turn it over, take 2 loose blocks, and we do some glue on this side and a little on the side, also on this side and a little on the side. And then we're going to place this one in this corner over here, and we're going to give it some pressure. We do here the same, some glue on this side and on this side, on this side and on this side. We're going to turn it over like this, and then we're going to place it inside here in the other corner. And then you have each corner, you have your blocks, and we're going to work away the glue. And if the glue is sticking out, you see already also on the top, you get a nice small little brush like this. This is already an old one. Just go around and wipe away the glue on this side and on this side, because you don't want to see glue later popping out. So again, we're going to give it some pressure and we're going to let this rest, and we're going to do the other one also. Turn it over, and again I only do this one together with you. Again, this one over here and this one and over here. And then we're going to place it inside over here, and we're going to give it some pressure, feel with our fingers, and we do here the same on this side, this side, this side and the smaller side. And we're going to turn it over this way, and we're going to place it in here, and again give it some pressure and wipe away the glue and let it rest for at least 15 minutes again. So we have our 3 little open frames of our boxes, and we have our bottom. What we're going to do, we're going to take one of the bottoms, and we're going to do very gently, because it's not totally dry yet. We do some glue over here in the corners, over here and over here and over here, and a little along the line. And we go carefully, we're going to place it on top of here. Be sure that you have it in a straight line over here, and then we're going to give it some pressure over here. And again, make sure that you at least the sides have in a straight line, and then you're going to let it dry. You're going to get another one of your bottoms. You're going to do carefully, place this one on the side. You do some glue over here, a little on the middle, over here, a little here and here. And then you're going to carefully place it also again on top of your frame, also over here. Give it some pressure and make sure that you have it on each side sticking over a 1 millimeter. So it's not a lot, but it's, and then again you're going to give it some rest. You do the last one and you place it on the side again. You do some glue over here and over here and over here, and you're going to place it gently on top of here, and again give it some pressure over here, and you're going to let it dry also, and then you already have the 3 little wagons. So now we have our 3 little wagons, and of course now you can also use it as a crate, so you can use it for many purposes. I see now, and you can also use it as a crate. So we are going to make later, of course, the wheels, and of course we're going to work it off a little bit better to give it a high-end look. But we have 3 of our wagons. Now we're going to make the bottom of the train itself. So we do 3 rows of 4. So very easy, 3 rows of 4, row them together. And this way we do it over here with row number 2. And the last row number 3 of 4. And we're going to place them also together. You're going to squeeze it. Do here the same. And with the last one, and you're going to give it a couple of minutes rest again. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them in the longest line this way. We're going to do some glue on the top. Be sure it is still not dried up for only a couple of minutes. But you can work with it if you do it gently. Then we're going to squeeze them together, fill in the open gaps, because that's not what we want. And if you use it after a couple of minutes, you still can easily work away your open gaps. So again, we now have the bottom of the train. We're going to do again 4 blocks, and we're going to make this already, because this will be the roof for the back side of the train. And we do again 4 on each other, then they can already dry in, and then if we need it, it is already dried up. So again, we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give this also some rest. We have our bottom, we have already the loose piece of 4 for the roof. Now we need 6 rows of 2, so very easy. Just row them together over here, just on the smallest top of the block. And this is number 3, and number 4, and number 5, and the last number 6. And then we're going to squeeze them, and we're going to let them rest for a couple of minutes if we also wiped away the glue. So it's very easy to do. And this will be, of course, a little bit of DIYing and thinking, because I really have no idea how I will get the train, but at the end we will get there. So we have our 6 pieces of 2. We're going to get 2 of them. We're going to get 2 loose blocks, and we're going to place one over here on this side, and we do one on this side. Exactly at the ending, we do here the same on this side, and a loose block on this side. Of course, we're going to work with it and make sure that we have it in a straight line. And also over here, make sure that you have a straight line, and wipe away the glue. Here the same, this one needs to go a little to the back side, because you want to have it in a straight line. And over here, and if you have everything in place, then you're going to let it dry in for at least 15 minutes. So if everything is correctly, you'll have now 2 of this one. And I'm going to place them down, place this one down. And of course, before I do, I'm going to do a little glue on the tops, and over here, and on this one, and on this one. Then I'm going to lay it down, get one of the other 2 blocks, and I'm going to make sure that you get a nice shape inside of this one, like this. And we do here the same. We place it down, and we fill it up with this one of 2. So if everything is correctly, you get a nice, it's not totally a square. So again, you're going to work your way with it. course, this one needs to go a little over here. And squeeze it, and we're going to give it some minutes rest also. So we gave it a couple of minutes rest. I'm going to get one loose block. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on the longest, smallest line, and I place this on this block, the middle block, exactly on top of each other. So again, give it some pressure. I'm going to look for the side and really give it in the middle. This way, I showed you in a moment a little closer. Don't worry. I'm going to wipe away the glue. And this is how it's looking like. So over here, exactly in this one, you see, this will be an extra one. Of course, I'm going to wipe away the glue here also. Then you can see also the inside better. A little closer, you just glue it loose on top. This way. Now you're going to give this also a couple of minutes rest. So now we're going to take the piece with the one extra over here. We're going to place this over here. So I have this one on the right. I have now one of the double block over here. I'm not going to place it in the smallest line. I'm going to place it in the widest line. So I'm just going to do some glue over here. Oh, and you see already I'm going to glue it against this frame. So again, make sure that you stay inside. I do here the same, some glue, a little piece on the underside, and I'm going to place this against this block. Again, make sure that you have it in a straight line, and you're going to let it rest at least for at least for 15 minutes. In the meantime, while these two are drying, we're going to get two loose blocks and two loose blocks. We are going to glue them together, and this way, because this is the side of the train, but we also need the back side. So we're going to glue them together this way, and we're going to give it some pressure, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So I gave this two a couple of minutes. I placed them on the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get 3 loose blocks. I'm going to do some glue on this side, and I'm going to glue one of them, of course, this way on this side. I do another loose block on this side. And the last I'm going to do in the middle and over here. And this is just an inspiration. You don't have to do it. This is also DIY. You see already I'm totally under the glue, but it doesn't matter. Of course, that's why I always show you also what can go wrong. So we're going to glue them together again. Very easy. I have to make sure that I do it right. So just take the steps I did. Do it over here. Do this one over here and this one over here, and let it dry in. So I'm going to give it some pressure over here and over here and over here. And now we are back on track again, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So that's why I also tell you I'm just an amateur, that everyone else with me is also going wrong a lot of time. So we're going to do the second piece of two. We're going to glue on top of here to make again kind of a frame. And of course I don't press too hard, because you see already when you do it after a couple of minutes it's still not dried up, but it doesn't matter. You just glue it together again, wait a couple of minutes, and you are fit to go again. So, and we're going to let this dry in at least for 15 minutes. So now I'm going to place my little frame over here, and I'm going to let this dry at least what I told you, 15 minutes. What I'm going to do, I have here my other frame, and he is looking like this right now. And but we need, of course, to glue this second one on top of here. So we're going to place this on the side over here, and we're going to glue this one over here. So it's very easy. We do some glue on this line, and of course we do it over here, over here, and then we're going to place it. Of course, we need to glue it this way, place it on top and over here, and then we're going to give it some pressure and over here. And if we have it on place, we're going to let this dry in for at least also 15 minutes. So you see already, this is how he's looking like right now. It's very easy, it's just a kind of a grade again, but a little different. And you see already, I have some glue over here. I need to work away because later when I'm going to paint it, it is always a little bit tricky to get it away because wood glue, when it dries up, it is a little bit, how you call it? We call it in the Netherlands, we call it tie, but it's a thicker structure. It is more difficult to get away. So I'm going to wipe away the glue. So like this, and then I can show it you a little better. So this is what I mean. If you just follow the steps, you get the same. And like I told you, you see it on me, I do my totally under the glue, so it doesn't matter if it does go wrong. Don't worry about it. I don't, at least. Don't worry. We're going to get the bottom of our train. What we're going to do, we're going to carefully turn it over because it's still not totally dry. I'm going to do some glue over here on the underside, over here, and a little here, and of course around here. Because wood glue is normally pas totally dry after 24 hours, I always say. So if you make your DIY, be careful, place it on the side if you finish, and then always let it dry for at least 24 hours. Then we're going to place this totally on the front side. Just let it fall, make sure that the front side is flat against here, and it's falling over a little piece. Then you're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. So again, not too much pressure on this side or else it will break again. You do some pressure over here and over here. Now we have this frame we made with a lot of trouble, at least trouble for me to make. He is also dried in a little, and I'm going to glue this one on the underside over here, and I place this one on the back side over here, and also make sure that you have it flat over here. So have it sticking over a little, but on the back side and the front side it needs to be flat. So over here we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. So, and if everything is correctly, you have right now this over here. So it is a couple of loose pieces. I have it straight like I told you over here. I have it straight and smooth over here. But on the side, you always, when you have a little bit of the same measurement, a little piece over. What we're going to do now carefully is doing some glue on the top. Over here and over here. We do some glue over here and over here. Because we still have our piece of 4 left over, you see. This is what we left over, and we're going to place this one on top, and if everything is correctly, it fits nicely on top of here. And we're going to make sure that you have it in a nice straight line, and this way. And we're going to let this dry in. We place it aside. We're going to make now from 2 times 4, we're going to make little squares. And how we're going to do that is going to do some glue on one side. We place this one against here. We do again some on the smallest line. We place it on the inside of this block again. And then we're going to do the last. We do some glue on this side and on this side. And I have to turn it over, of course, this one, and place inside, and now you have a nice cute little square. And we're going to let this dry in, and later we're going to remove the glue. We do another one, so a longest line. We place it on the inside of this block, We do here the same. Place it on the inside of this block, and then we do some glue on this side and on the inside, and this is fitting nicely in each other over here. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes, then we're going to wipe away the glue. So now if everything is correctly, you have 2 of this one, and we do some glue on one of them on the inside, and we're going to glue them nicely together this way. Place it down, and make sure which is the best fitting. So this way, and we're going to let this dry in. So we gave this also a couple of minutes, and of course my idea was just to place it later when everything is painted. I'm going to place this on the inside of the train where the we call it stone is coming out, where when he, oh my, how you call it in English, stone, you hear it, steam? Okay, yeah, when the steam is coming out of the train. So now we place this also aside. So we have now 3 wagons, we have a train, and now we need some wheels. So here you see already on the table, I have 14 rows of 3 blocks. So 14 rows of 3 blocks, because that will be the smaller wheels, and I need 2 bigger wheels for the train, because the back side of the train wheels are always a little size bigger. So we need 14 little wheels of 3 blocks. So we're going to make 14 rows of 3, and then we're going to later make the 2 bigger ones, but they will not be too much bigger. But of course that's your own choice. If you want to make them bigger, it's also fine too. I make them from blocks, but I understand if you think this is much too many blocks for me for a couple of wheels. So just, you also can use a piece of other board, or maybe something else, a thicker cardboard. Use whatever you think you have laying around. If you think, for me, tumbling tile blocks is a little bit much to use for some wheels, I totally understand that. I also was debating, but I always do everything from the blocks, so also the wheels. And I bought some drill tool for making round right now. So Patty, I have the round drill, so we will see how this will work out, and then I hope I get the perfect little rounds. But we see if this works also for me. So I'm going to squeeze them, make sure let them dry in at least 1.5 hours before we're going to saw them out. But you also can make a little round on top of here and just saw them out with your hand saw or maybe your jigsaw. So, but I'm going to try my new tool. We will see how this will work. So again, we're going to let this 14 dry, and now we're going to make the 2 bigger wheels. So for the bigger blocks, I also do 3 blocks in a row, like this. This is one, and this will just be a little bit of kind of a puzzle, because I don't want to waste too many blocks for wheels. So I'm going to get a loose block. I'm going to place this one over here and glue this on this side, and then I'm going to get a loose block again, and I'm going to place this one over here and make sure that you have it in one piece. And then I have a leftover of a half block, so I also puzzle that in. Maybe you also have one laying around. I also do a little on this side, because there has to be enough glue when we're going to glue it. And I know it is not perfect fitting, but it doesn't matter. It's only for using a frame that I can saw out a little bit of a bigger wheel. So I do also over here, and I place this one over here. I'm going to get another loose block. I don't know if I have a half block yet, or else I'm going to use a whole block. But again, we do some glue over here and on this side. I'm going to place this one over here, and I'm going to do a little bit over here, And I'm just going to place this one in. And it doesn't look nice, but it doesn't matter. It's only for making the shape for a little bigger wheel. The rest will fall off anyway. So again, I'm going to squeeze it and I'm going to wipe away the glue. So this wheel will be a little bit bigger, but not too much, and I don't waste too much of my blocks. So again, place it over here, wipe away your surface like this. And we're going to let them dry all at least 1.5 hours. So you see already the base of the train. In the meantime, while our squares are drying for the wheels, we are going to paint, of course, the train. I'm going to do, this in red and one of the wagons in red and the other one in the lighter green color and the red. And later we do some white accents with it, so it looks more like a candy cane train. So I'm going to start painting, of course. I won't bore you with that, with a lot of painting to see. So I'm going to, like I told you, I'm going to use for this train red. I was looking if I have some red spray paint and green. That would make it a lot easier because that goes a lot faster. This is always taking a little bit more of your time. So I'm just going to take my time for it, and then you see in a moment how they are painted. So you see already on my table is my big bag with my half wooden rounds like this one. I ordered them online on Temu, but you can do them in AliExpress, you can buy them at Amazon, you can buy them in every different size. So I have a bag full of different sizes. So I chose for the corners of my wagon, I chose this size. For the top of the train, at least the roof, I did a smaller one. This is for the front of the train. Of course, I have here my pipe, which is coming from the steam. This will be in the white color, and I have a bigger one for this one for on top. So I'm going to glue this one on top. And I have for the wheels, I have two bigger ones for the bigger wheels, and 14 of the really small ones later for the little wheels. So I'm going to paint all of them in the white color. So I was thinking to do this one, which will be on top of the little, how you call it, chimney for the, I call it the chimney for the train. But to do everything in the white, but I think I'm going to do this top because the train is red. I'm going to do it in the green color. This will be in the white color, and I think for the tops I'm going to do this one white, but for the wheels I'm going to do, for the smaller ones, I'm going to give them also a color, but change it up any way you like. You don't have to do it the way I do. This is just an inspiration. So in the meantime, while my paint is drying from my train and of course from the little half wooden rounds, I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to go to make 14 of the little bit of the smaller wheels and 2 of the little bigger wheels. So I take my time for it, and of course I do it with my wood, but I told you earlier also you can do it maybe from some thicker cardboard. Just look around what you have laying around if you don't want to use the blocks. So I'm going to go to my garage, and in a moment you see if it turned out right or if it is one big disaster. We will see. So you see, I did use my round drill on at least the saw on a drill. It is a task, and I didn't realize that I got little holes inside. So it is really not as easy as I thought it would be. Of course, they are round, but it was a task. It was really a task. So I have for one wagon, second wagon, a third, and of course this for the train. What I'm going to do, I'm going to paint all of them in the white color. So in the meantime, while my wheels are drying, that's the last part, I have my train and my 3 wagons. What I'm going to do, of course, I have here my pipe, I have here the bigger half a wooden round, and of course I'm going to get it off the table. At least that's what I was thinking, but I wouldn't think that he would glue together. So I'm going to do this one on top of here. So I'm going to do some glue over here. And I'm going to place this one on top of here. Make sure that I have it in the middle, this way. And then I'm going to get my train and I'm going to do some glue on the underside, over here. And I'm going to place this in the middle, over here. Not totally to the outside, but a little bit in front. And of course I have to look that I have it over here in the middle. I show it to you in a moment a little bit closer. I let it set in for a couple of minutes. So this is how he's looking like so far, and I'm really happy with the result. I placed the wagons over here so you can see it a little better. Now I'm going to take the 4 bigger balls, half wooden balls, and I'm going to glue them on the corner. And of course you don't have to do it if you don't like it. It's totally fine. I'm just going to do one over here. I do one over here on this corner, and I will sure that I keep it on the inside, and I do one on this corner, and one on the other corner over here. I'm going to now get 4 of the smaller whites, the little whites, like this. This is really a small bead of a half bead, and I'm going to do this one on top of the roof. So I'm going to do this on this corner. Of course I have to be careful, and I do another one on this one over here. And last one, of almost last one, and number 3 over here. And the last for the train will be over here. And then I'm going to let it settle in for a little moment, and then I get my brush and I'm going to wipe away the glue around it. So now I'm going to get the 3 wagons and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do on each corner a white little ball. So you see, now I have my the wheels of the train, 2 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones. I have here a little bit of the smaller brush, like this. I'm going to do, because it's for the train and the train itself is red, I'm going to do some green in the wheels. So I'm going to get my green paint, and what I'm going to do, very gently, I just make 3 marks this way and this. And of course I just measure out over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make kind of a candy. So I'm going to go over here, and of course I'm not a great painter, so bear with me. And I'm just going to go also from this side to this side and just try to blend it in the green color. And also over here, this is a little bit wider. And later in the middle will be, of course, a little wooden round. So you don't see the middle anymore. So I want to be sure that I keep it on my wheel, not on the side, but only on the top. And again, we do the same over here. And we do a little bit sideways. Also on this side, you see, this way. And I'm just, like I told you, I'm just really not great in this. I'm just going to do something so everyone can make their own. So I'm going to do, for the train, I'm going to do the green. For the red wagon, I also do the green. And for the 2 green wagons, I do the red in the middle. So I take my time for it, of course. You can decorate any way you like. So you see already all the wheels are painted, and I have here now my half wooden rounds. And of course, like I told you, on the greenery, I'm going to do the red, and in the other, on the red, I will do the green. So again, we're going to lay it in the middle, 2 bigger one for the bigger wheels. And of course the rest will be in the smaller ones. So 2 of the green smaller ones over here, and we're going to do 1 over here for the train, and this way, and I will do the rest. So I'm busy now with my wheels under my wagon. Of course it's a little bit of a task, but do your own way. If you want them higher, maybe you want them lower, just do whatever you think is right. Of course I'm going to finish this off, and you see in a moment the quick impression.
And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower block Christmas train, and of course you can change it up for every season. Everyone, I hope you give this one a try, and everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. If you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for the DIY channels. I hope to see you there. Everyone have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.